Welcome, welcome, welcome to all our friends in South Florida, New York City, Atlanta, Chicago,
we need an
Boston.
Intro on Thursdays.
I say hello, welcome, welcome, welcome.
It's not an intro for me.
Today is Chit Chat Thursday, social media day on
Chat Thursday.
The Brooklyn Cafe, where all of the decisions, all of the world important decisions are made at the table.
No idea. Do you like my new roses?
We got roses on the set. Hello, hello, hello to the roses.
And under my roses is our Vitalizer card.
That's right. So they're being vitalized.
So John Wellman, they are being vitalized as we speak. I don't know how long they need to stay on there. I think it's just like a quick boop, 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 and you're done.
I'm going to tell you something.
Boop, boop, boop.
You can, if this thing works, I'm going to put a cell in there and see if I can clone a human being.
I just...
You didn't expect that one.
You want to clone a human being? Well, you did that with Bitsy the other day.
Yes, I cloned
You
Bitsy.
cloned Alex, right?
With Alex, and she says, she don't look nothing like me. She don't look nothing like me.
You're good at that cloning thing.
That cloning, you like that?
I don't know. You know what tonight is? Tonight is big
Thursday
event here
night.
tonight, but there's an event tonight at 6 o'clock at the Harvard
Where?
Gallery Gallery, right here at 1440 North Federal Highway.
I didn't get no invite.
Well, Carrie is here from livingfla.com. He's checking it out. He's getting everything ready. The Prosecco is chilling. So is the soda. Wine will be poured. And I don't know what else we're having here. But 6 to 9 o'clock tonight, it's to kick off the Heart of Del Rey's Art Radio Network show. That started on Tuesday, hosted by Lawrence Gartell, who does beautiful digital art. I believe it was the 54th Grammy Awards that his artwork covered the awards. It's magnificent. So
But hold on,
here.
I have a question about that.
Okay.
That artwork, was it used or was just him?
Excuse me?
Did they use it at the Grammys?
Of course. It
With his
covered-
artwork?
Yes.
Was it used?
Of course it was used.
Did you see it?
Probably.
Anybody here see the Grammys?
It wasn't this year.
Oh.
It was the 54th. I don't know what
God,
year
now
we're
I
at.
feel
It was
so
a couple
stupid. I looked all night for his award and I couldn't see it. I said, well,
It
where
was
is
the
it?
54th annual Grammys, and everything is there.
Oh.
So he will be here. So many artists. This place is beautiful. If you've never been here, it is a free event. So come on out, join the fun, stop by our studio and say hello. We'll be here. Johnny on the spot will be covering our Thursday night shows. Look, Fairy has now moved. It's very funny. In our studio audience now sits Fairy.
How did that thing get there?
Well, our guest brought her son today.
Ah.
And instead of him climbing behind the wires and the lights, we moved Fairy out.
Where is her
He
son?
decided to ride her today.
Where is he?
He's
Where's
in,
your son?
He's
You
in
can
the
see him?
secret room.
Ah, okay.
So he decided to ride Fairy. If you see her head's a little wonky now.
Her head's always been wonky.
It's a little wonky.
It reminds me of its
Of
owner.
me. I knew you were going to say that. You're so wonky.
Listen,
Yes.
how can people see us today?
You can find us, it's hot in here today, Periscope and Facebook on the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
No radio today.
No radio today.
But that
Tune
doesn't
on
mean
in.
it won't be on because we can replay the show.
Yes, we can.
Now, I want to congratulate again the Philadelphia Eagles who are having
the
their
parade.
and there's going to be between 2 and 4 million people. It depends on what newscaster from Philadelphia you listen to. Do you know that parade is going to end where Sylvester Stallone went
Rocky?
Rocky?
Really?
It's going to end
On
at
the
those
steps of the library?
Yeah. It's going to go 5 miles and it's going to end up there.
Linda going?
No, Linda's not going.
Watching?
I don't know.
It's huge. Everyone is in the Northeast, which is funny because New England's in the Northeast also, but everyone says, I love the Eagles. Why? Because I live in New Jersey.
That's
well, you
right.
could easily
I
love
love the
the
Eagles
Patriots
because I
too,
live
right?
in Alaska. But I mean, I'm a New York fan. If the Jets or the Giants had won, I probably would have gone to the parade.
You probably would have gone.
I would have gone. Take
Did
a
you
camera with me.
see what happened with the Rockets this week?
No, but tell me about them.
Oh my gosh.
You saw that?
I saw
You
it.
sat and watched that?
I watched it a replay because my attention span is about like this. It's why we do snippets of news on this show.
Do you know who was at the Rocket launching? Go Jojo.
I did see Go Jojo was there. So Elon
Did
Musk.
you see her on your
No, I saw
newscast?
her post that she was there.
Jeez.
He put his Tesla on the rocket, and do you know what it's called?
He put a Tesla on
He
the
put
rocket?
his Tesla in the rocket with a mannequin.
A Tesla?
Yes,
A car?
yes,
On the rocket?
yes.
Inside the rocket?
No, on the outside of it.
A real Tesla?
Yes. So it went up, there was a car, and there was an astronaut, not a real one, a mannequin astronaut in the car driving the Tesla on the outside of the rocket.
Isn't
And
that kind of dangerous?
For what? It's going into space.
If
it
the
comes
Tesla
off, yes.
bounces off of this thing,
Yes.
it's
you know
gonna
what
land in your
called?
house.
But you know what it's called?
What?
A BFR.
Oh, here
And do
we
you know
go.
what a BFR stands for?
she just had to set this
Oh
up.
my gosh. Seriously?
This
and I
is
saw it on the
Dawn
news.
101. Go ahead.
Big, you fill in the F, rocket. True story.
Dawn.
I got
Not
re-laughing.
for nothing.
I got
But they
re-laughing.
put a Tesla with a fake mannequin on a rocket
Yes.
going into space that if this thing comes off, it'll probably land on your house.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. They must have done a lot of testing so it won't fall off.
The amazing thing is that they both landed at the same
In
time
the
when it came
same
back to
spot
Earth.
on the pad. It sends our space program into a whole new, literally, dimension. So I'm very
can't-
excited about
You
that.
can't even get the trains to run on time in this country,
Oh,
but
that-
they said a rocket with a Tesla, and they both landed pinpoint.
You know why the trains don't run on time here? Because we've got crazy people in South Florida that think they can beat the trains and they run in front of them.
Well, that's not what happened the other day in New York. They separated
Oh,
those two
that was
cars.
that was horrible.
Things happen.
That was a terrible accident. I don't know what's going on. So
You
you may as
don't.
well go into space. May as well live in my
I
world.
might as well take a rocket to New York.
May as well live in my world in outer space. It's the stars, it's the Tesla, there's mannequin, there's all kinds of things on the BFR. I know, kind of blew me away when they said on the news today, fill in the F. I was cracking up.
You came into the studio today saying BFR, BFR. I'm like, what the hell is she talking about? Anyway,
There you go.
Shall we get to what we're going to? What are we doing today?
Well, I want to talk about what you have sitting here on your mic.
What do I have?
Dr. No.
And no is a complete sentence.
No is a complete sentence, except in this case. And in this case, Daphne from Health and Vitamin Concepts wants you to try this. It's organic. The funny thing is, when you first started going to Daphne, when Gio was here last year, Gio had this, and he really, really liked it. So I have a feeling Gio's going to be taking this. This chocolate is okay for diabetics.
Ain't nobody taking my chocolate.
It says
Come
no
on.
sugar, no artificial sweeteners, no sugar, insulin spike, no high fructose corn syrup, no artificial colors. Don't say then what's in it. No preservatives, no trans fat, non-GMO, no gluten, no dairy, no guilt. Never
Now,
sounded
do
so
you
good.
know what the name of that bar is?
Doctor, no. There's
That's right.
nothing in it.
There's
It's
nothing that
air.
can hurt you.
It's air.
There's nothing that can hurt you.
It's dark chocolate is what it is. Organic cocoa butter, organic almonds, GMO, and gluten-free. That is it.
And we're going to
try it.
have her with Daphne, and they're going to come on the side.
Only 2 grams of carbs. This whole bar is 3 servings. So if you break this into third, there's only 2 grams of carbs.
So that would
in
be
this.
6. 2, 4, 6, because, you know,
Well, you don't
I
need to eat the
can't.
whole bar.
Why not?
And there's no sugar. Nothing.
Okay,
What, you
wait.
need a whole bar?
Let's talk to our board
Wait, when
operator.
you eat a Hershey bar,
Excuse me.
I want to ask Johnny, when you eat a Hershey bar, you know it comes in the rectangles? Can you eat just one rectangle?
No.
Hey,
2?
more than one, but I don't eat the whole bar.
What are you talking about? You're supposed to eat the whole bar.
Well, yeah, you save it though.
You save it for what?
A
For the
rainy-
next
Later.
bar.
A rainy day.
Are you serious?
Yes, I know.
Hey,
Ask Reed.
Reed,
Yes.
gotta ask you.
Ask Reed.
Do you eat one triangle on a Hershey bar and save the rest?
No, I eat multiple squares. Sometimes the whole bar depends.
I eat the whole bar.
Of course you do.
Holly?
I haven't had a candy bar in so long. It's very sad.
Holly, when you had a candy bar in your life about 75 million years ago, did you eat the whole thing?
No, I didn't.
You saved it. You probably still have it saved from when you last ate it.
Or
So
my
I
kids
think-
got it.
They're going to come on the show?
They're coming on the show. And I'm going to tell you something. I will eat a whole bar. Why
Can I
you
open
open
it?
it? Don't you open it.
I'm
Don't
going to open it. I'm going to open it.
You want to open it?
I'm going to open it.
Okay, she's opening it.
Okay.
All right, on the set today we have, of course, we have the
It's like
our
Willy
board
Wonka.
operator.
You know when you open up, maybe there's a golden ticket? Maybe we won the
I don't
lottery
know.
when
I
we
don't
open
know
this
what
up.
it is that you've
But
eaten
wait,
the last few days,
can you
but whatever
imagine
it
if
is,
you
stop
open
doing
this
it.
up and there's a golden ticket? How funny would that be? There's not, by the way, but there is chocolate.
A golden ticket to what?
Willy Wonka. All right. We're going to do a taste test
Goodness.
on set. Reed? Grant, wait, can he have a piece?
Yes, he can.
All right, you pass this over to our friend who's on the Flying Unicorn, and then we'll give a piece to Johnny on the spot.
Holy smokes, his sneakers light up.
What do you think?
What?
Try it. What do you guys think?
Hey, Johnny.
I like
They're
it.
really good.
Reed's never met a chocolate he didn't like.
No, it's true.
I like
You
the
like
dark,
it?
But this
How is
good.
it?
dark chocolate. Very good.
And now nobody can talk because we're all eating.
This is delicious.
Handcuffed Jamie says, eat it all at once. Jamie, the whole bar?
And
This is
she's
really
as thin
good.
as a rail. Jamie, I'm with you. I buy chocolate, we eat the whole thing. When you get the hearts for Valentine's, which is coming next week, right? And you give a thing to your sweetheart, whatever. I noticed that they save it for like forever.
You know why? Because you can. Because it's filled with so many preservatives that you can save it. As a matter of fact, we have this candy drawer in my house. My daughter's a teacher. So last year she brought home Valentine's Day candy from all her students. This weekend I was cleaning out my drawers, And inside was the Valentine's Day candy from last year. I threw it all away. She can start again next week. And it probably tastes just fine. This has no preservatives, so this you got to eat. You got to eat it all. I know half the bars are already gone.
No, what I'm going to do,
Where can we find this bar, Freddie?
I don't know. What does it say there?
You can find it at Health and Vitamin Concepts. Contact Daphne, 561-392-8448. There on the corner of Palmetto Park and Powerline Road. There's a Sprint, there's a Boston Market. And if you're looking for supplements, CBD, actually, Canaway is now at Daphne's.
Canaway, yes.
Canna Bliss, they've got amazing supplements. And Daphne is just incredible, and her whole staff, everyone she works with. So stop on in, say hello, tell her we sent you, and get Dr. No.
When you go there, call Daphne Merlin, and she will know that we sent her.
There you go, Merlin the Magician.
Merlin the Magician. Now, I'm going to ask the chocolate company to do me a favor. Design a heart for Valentine's made of this in different assortments so the diabetics can enjoy Valentine's Day.
You know what we could do? We could do like a chocolate shaving contest. We could buy a bar of chocolate. Actually, you could probably melt it and put it in any form you wanted.
You're not listening.
I am. I'll make it for you.
I want a heart.
That doesn't go over so well.
I want a heart.
I'm going to make it in a heart
of
for you.
candies.
I'm going to make
Not
it.
a heart of candy, a heart. Like, you have those little pieces
Yes, I'm going to melt it. I'm going to put it in heart-shaped forms. And
with
bring it
different
into-
candies inside?
You can't have any other candy.
Right, I'm saying.
Who's on first?
Okay, let's get to it, guys. I think this is fantastic, but you
Guys
have to
want
eat the
more?
whole bar. Jamie, I want you to eat the whole bar.
Eat the whole bar all at once.
All right, let's set this up. Now,
I want to say hi to Johnny, though. Welcome back.
Thank you.
We missed you. Did you miss us?
I did. I heard the show yesterday on my way to the doctor.
Yeah.
He texts me, he go, ouch.
How'd that go? With the P shot and the O shot. 5 injections.
It sounded really painful.
I told him I have a shot waiting for you, Johnny.
Barbara's been texting me all day. She can't wait to get you in for some testing.
I
Not
know.
that, but
She-
for your neuropathy.
The deal is I get 5 shots.
want
or
that?
Yes. Either
That's
go
not what
large
she
or go
wants to-
home.
Well, that's, I think, what
Reed is
I
gonna
think
take
that's
the
what it
shots
might
for
do
me.
for you.
Reed is going to hook me up. He's going to help me out over here, right, Reed?
He's shaking his head. He goes, I should have seen his face when we did that.
I saw his face. He kept saying, ouch.
Welcome back, Johnny. We're switching it up. We've got Reed on the set with us. We've got Fairy in our studio audience, and we've got Holly with us. Holly, I don't even know your last name, but welcome back.
Ulrich.
Ulrich, there
Thank
you
you
go.
for having me.
Holly-O.
Holly-O.
Yes, Holly-O.
Holly-O. Because I ain't never going to remember
Jackie
Ulrich.
O,
Like Jackie O, except with an H.
with her beautiful red lipstick.
I know, she anyway. Listen, what I want to talk about with Holly-O is that the tax situation in this country has changed.
Yes, it does.
Whether you're a millennial like Reed and Johnny, or you have a business, and everything has changed come next year. And the time to prepare for change is now.
When does it start? Next year or this year? I thought it was effective 2018.
Well, that's when the laws are actually being changed, but they go into effect in 2019's tax
So
season.
people who are getting more money in their paycheck has nothing to do with what went into effect.
Well, the paychecks are different because that's not when you're filing taxes. So next year, when you're filing taxes, those tax laws will be applicable to that setup.
So you can change your dependents and get more dependents on your check.
Do you have any dependents?
I have 0. You know, one of the funny things, when I was younger, I used to put 6, 8, 10 dependents because I knew that I had a lot of write-offs.
You can't just do that.
You can do anything you want as long as you pay the government their fair share.
Well, I guess you can say anything as long as you pay them what they want.
Yeah, you pay them. No, that's not what they want. You got to pay them their fair
Yes.
share. So
6 or 8 dependents.
you bring home more paycheck. But at the end of the year, you have to pay.
Yes, you got to still pay it back.
Yeah, because but it's either you got to look at it one of 2 ways. You're either investing the money during the year, making more money, so at the end of the year you pay taxes. And this is why I wanted to bring Holly on, because she sort of guides you through this whole thing. Before you go see your tax man, she's like their tax preparer,
I know.
the tax whisperer.
How are you with your taxes and numbers and money?
I'm great.
I don't really like it. You know what it goes back to? It goes back to when I was in high school math, and my math teacher says to me, "You're really not very good at numbers. You shouldn't do anything that involves
Well, if you're not good
mathematics."
at numbers, then it ain't gonna work.
But you know what? Maybe I was. Maybe it was just her perception that I got something that X and Y didn't
What
equal Z.
the hell did you eat today?
I'm telling you, because maybe I would be good at math. I just wasn't good at adding X, Y, and Z. There were never numbers in those.
Can I see your one? I'm gonna make you good at math. But
It's a chit chat Thursday.
But the interesting thing about the reason I asked how did it come on is that you don't want to make changes starting in December. If you're going to make a mistake and start late preparing, and I don't care how old you are, correct? I mean, how are you going to explain more of that philosophy?
Well, you want to make the changes now in the way that you're reporting your information, and using an accounting program is really the best way of doing that, because if you're just jotting things down on an Excel spreadsheet or on a piece of paper, it really isn't going to be easy to keep track of all of your expenses and all of your income that way. But using an accounting program will help you to be able to categorize your expenses and your income in a more reasonable way. And
Can I tell you how I categorize my credit cards?
Oh.
Credit cards. Shopping. It goes into this really big list and click in. Yeah, my husband took that away from me.
I can imagine.
You know, when we started this set, I thought it was going to be good. The IRS is probably
Well,
looking
no,
at
I'm
you.
really good with everything else. There's my electric, there's the mortgage, there's water, car payments, everyone's car payment, except when it comes to credit cards. Because if I keep my individual receipts, it doesn't matter how much I pay American Express. It matters the individual receipts, correct?
Well, if you use that credit card just for shopping or just for, clothing or things like
shoes,
that,
yeah.
or shoes, then that's basically all you have to categorize it as. And you can just say that this credit card payment that I make however many times a month or a year is dedicated to clothing and personal expenses. So
There you go. But I
don't
do
really
keep my,
need it.
and I'm not allowed to write off any of my clothes or shoes. And here's why he told me, because I would wear clothes and shoes whether I sat here in front of 60,000 people or not.
Unless you have a brand name and you can incorporate it and you can show that it is a different element of your life, not the common element of your life.
Yeah, I haven't been able to show that yet.
But these are pointers. Now, the other thing I wanted to ask is millennials like Reed
Johnny?
and Johnny, they have to file taxes, right? You guys are working.
Yep.
Does the new law change the way they have to do things?
Well, I am not a tax professional, so I don't know the
Or
laws.
preparing for it?
But preparing for all the categories that need to be taken, the one particular thing that I know has changed largely, that all of us would feel the difference, is meals and entertainment. We used to get a percentage that was deductible for meals and entertainment, and
Right.
now this next tax year that will not be the case.
So you won't have any meals and entertainment removed?
Only if you're traveling and having that meal while traveling on a business trip.
So if I stay in Florida and I have a customer or a client that comes and I take them to dinner, I can't write it off anymore.
No, so there's no more vendor schmoozing.
You know, it's really interesting. So Donald Trump is the president of the United States, and this guy lived on that.
I'm not liking that new change, by the way.
There's a lot of new changes, but there are other benefits. I mean, we just hit
Name
one bad one.
Name a benefit then. If you got a con, what's a pro? Really, I don't know, so educate me.
Well, if you have a
Educate me.
business, you were being taxed at a 34% hit. Now you're going to be taxed at a 25% hit. Now, which is better, having the deduction on entertainment, which I think is capped at $7,000, or the difference of 10% on the gross of your business? Could be hundreds of thousands.
And not everybody owns a business, so it won't, that particular aspect of it won't affect them at all.
Correct. If you don't own the business, you really have a problem because
Oh.
you're just a worker and just a worker.
Well, you're
a
not,
worker.
because, I mean, I think of my husband who's a physician or attorneys.
But he
who
has a
work for-
business.
No, he doesn't, he works for
Okay,
a
so
practice.
so-
Or attorneys who work for a law firm. If you're not a partner or part of it, then you are
You
not
can't
unless you're
take the
solo.
write-off.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Unless Chuck goes to New York because he's going to work on something or someone, that meal that he eats is deductible,
But
correct?
it changes for everyone. But that's not what Holly does. Holly does the stuff that nobody wants to do. She does the nitty-gritty that
prepares it.
you take out your files and your papers and you put them out and you go, okay, it'll take me an hour. And 4 days later, you're still sitting there and she says, you should scan all your old things. Scan them. I'm lucky I have them labeled even in envelopes.
If I
But
took you
that's
to
what
my
she
house,
does.
you would run away because I got a mountain of papers that I got to go through. It takes me weeks.
Well, and that's what I do, is a lot of times will walk you through exactly what you're going to need. And some of that stuff that you have sitting around is really not necessary for me to even look at.
No, it's not.
Or
It's
the CPA
preparing
to
in
have.
case they ask questions. I can show where I came up with the numbers.
That's true. So those were the ones that you could set aside and scan later when you have a chance. But the ones that are imperative are your credit card statements or your bank statements, investment statements. And of course, at the end of the year, or at the beginning of the year, actually, they send, all of these companies will send you like a year-end statement
Right.
saying, this is how much money you made or spent on this particular thing.
Yes, Dawn.
I get those.
You get those. And you're supposed to throw them away. I hope you file them.
I do.
Okay.
They go in a file. I actually cleaned out all my files last Saturday. I had not filed anything since September. And I knew it was going to be a couple hours worth of work, but I did. My desk is now clean. Now I have to get it. I didn't do my tax file, though. Now it has to go to the accountant sometime before April.
Now, the other... Okay. The other thing I wanted to ask you, now you made me forget what I was going to say.
But think about it. There are people who are like me that put it off and put it off, and then you open it up and you get so overwhelmed, close the file, and you say, "Go, I'll do it tomorrow." And you think about it for another week, and you take it out, and you go, "I'll do it." Next thing you know, it's like the middle of March, the end of March, you haven't even justified your Quicken or your QuickBooks in 12 months, and now you've got hours worth of everything to upload. It's very stressful. It may not be to you, but for
No, it
people who
is.
are afraid of numbers because of whatever reason you're afraid to look at it, it's a stressful situation. You can hire someone like Holly to do all of that.
Yes, let her stress out.
She doesn't stress though. She enjoy. You know what she told me? She said it's like putting pieces together. It's like a puzzle. She does pieces and she fills in the blanks.
Now, do you tell people what is the best course of action? Like, let's say I have something that is no longer going to be deductible next year. Like the food stuff. I have
Entertainment, food, write-offs.
What do? You tell people you can file it, but you're not going to use it?
Well, no, I categorize it where it needs to be. So if it is meals and entertainment, and that's what I'm going to categorize it as, and then your CPA will determine what kind of write-off you get. I don't make those decisions at all. I am just like a money decorator. I take your
She's a
money
money decorator.
and I move it around so that it looks pretty for your CPA. And then your CPA goes, now I know where to put this. The money is put exactly where it needs to go. So, but otherwise, when it's just in a shoebox, it's not organized for him, and he would charge you astronomical
Yes.
per hour.
They hate doing that.
They don't want to do that
They
at
hate
all.
doing it.
But I enjoy that kind of puzzle.
You like
To
pain.
me, it builds a picture
Yeah.
of a person's life.
You like pain.
I sent my CPA a text the other day. Would he please send me a bill for 2017? You know what I got back?
What?
Are you always this happy?
You sent him the bill?
I sent him.
You sent him the bill?
I sent him a question saying, would he please send me a bill so I could pay him?
Yeah.
And he thought that was funny. Because who does that?
Yeah, who does that?
Apparently I
What
did.
the hell did you eat today?
It was,
Unbelievable.
You know what it was? It was those jelly beans Daphne gave me.
Is that what it is? Daphne, no more jelly beans.
Daphne, no more of those jelly beans.
Are they
Oh,
CBD
God, help us.
jelly beans?
Hey, Jamie, handcuff Jamie, do they make CBD jelly beans? I know she's laughing. Even Dan's laughing. But Dan has a small business, or big business in this place. So does it help him, these new tax laws?
I would imagine so, but
There you go.
as I said, I'm
You sort of
not
have
a
Now he likes it.
CPA.
Now he's coming back in.
No.
We're talking about tax
laws.
preparation
She
and new tax
prepares
laws.
you for the new tax laws that are coming. And if you own a business, there is more benefits than if you don't, because like meals and entertainment is no longer going to be deductible come next year. It is this year, but it won't be next year. Yeah. So you have to prepare for that, because certain people make a living on entertaining and like those tickets they buy at stadiums and all that. You used to be able to write all that off.
Cancel the dancing girls.
There you go.
Cancel the dancing
Well,
girls, cancel the sweet
That may be
BB&T.
completely different with that type of field, too.
Right.
So that's why you should consult your tax preparer. So, because I'm not a CPA, so I'm not going to say what taxes or laws will have changed, but every individual business is going to have different laws that affect it.
Oh, that's the thing. Cancel the stripper program. I gotta cancel everything now.
That's right.
Except
That's-
Michelle Spears. We're not canceling Pure Romance, Dan. Don't worry. She'll be here next week for Valentine's Day.
Yes. Now, the other question I was going to ask you is, should people then open up LLCs? Because obviously it's pointing towards he wants people, or they want, the government wants you to be working, right? They want you to have a job, make money, and be a business, because everything's pointing in the direction of individuals, not so much, but corporations now, LLCs, Incorps, all of the subchapter S, all of those things, does it benefit to do that now?
Well, it would only benefit you if you had a business.
I mean, to formulate a business. Everybody can have a
well,
business.
yes, anybody can have a business.
I mean,
However,
Dawn has Dawn Incorporated. She doesn't know what the hell she does.
That is so true.
but if you are just working at a business and they provide you with a W-2, you know, and that's the type, you get a paycheck every week or every 2 weeks, there would be no reason for you to get an LLC or an S-Corp. But if you actually have a business that is producing and making money, then yes, obviously it's going to benefit you.
Now, if I sell things from another, what's that called? Multi-level marketing?
Okay,
MLM?
direct sales.
Like direct sale, whatever. If I have a company like that, I'm getting the stuff from somebody else, and I open up an LLC to protect myself from liability.
You get a 1099 from them.
From them, but I can resell it. I'm
Yes.
reselling their product. Is
Yes.
that doable?
Yes.
I'm just thinking out loud.
Well, if you are doing like a distributing type of,
Become a distributor.
yeah, well, and they would provide you with a 1099 at the end of
Yes, but at the end of the year, because I'm distributing my product to other people, can I do an LLC and enjoy the benefits of?
it.
Yes.
Well, that's a legal question.
That's a good question.
I did
I
that.
thought Ree had the answer to
Reed, do you
that.
have the answer to that?
Unfortunately, no.
He does not.
You're not a lawyer?
He
Oh,
just-
man.
I know, right?
You used to be able to. I don't know if the tax laws have changed, but yes, you used to be able to do that.
Really?
Yes.
Do you know this for a fact?
Fact.
How do you? Oh, I know why. Because you used to sell that orange stuff.
Yes.
That green thing you drink.
Yes.
Ah.
And you can actually ask, because Canaway, we have a call tomorrow with Valerie and Jamie Hidalgo, who works with Canaway and Live Love CBD.
Yes.
And she has a business, and I understand that people put some of their distributorships under their names personally, or you can put it under a corporation if you want to use your EIN number.
Yes, and if you do that, then they're going to send you the 1099.
And then you get your 1090, you get a
But
1099
you
either
get,
way.
Yeah, but the benefit I'm looking for is whether or not that particular venue is protected under the new tax laws.
Well, that you got to ask your accountant.
Because that's an interesting switch to this whole thing. From what I'm sensing, it's all about getting organized, getting an LLC, getting an Incorp, something.
Are you organized?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm the worst organizer in the world.
Johnny, how about you?
I'm okay at it.
Before Quicken, let me tell you, we had some of our worst fights when we were first married about organizing for taxes. We still have some disagreements, then he just takes it out of my hands because I will not enter Quicken for like 12 months.
I don't use Quicken.
What do you do for your bank statements?
Linda gives me a mountain of papers. She puts them out in envelopes and some things. And then I sit there for 3 weeks and I go through the whole, I know what you go through.
You're going to make me choke. Really?
Yeah.
So all your bank statements,
All 12.
but there's a lot of transactions.
All of them. And I can
Groceries,
tell you
CVS.
all of them.
You sit and do every
But I don't
single
deduct
one?
groceries. I don't deduct any of that. I know, I highlight the ones that I know is my business. And Bank of America is nice enough to tell me that the checks I write, I only write checks for the radio stations. And the business, I
Well,
write
what
checks.
about your online checks, when you pay things online or you
I
don't?
can see the equipment, and she gave me a pile of equipment purchased, and I matched that to my bank statement. I go, here, look, it's right there, it's right there. I'm like a human computer.
Well, save it. We need some new mics.
I knew this was going somewhere. But
This
yeah,
is
but
what
you
you
have
gave
to
me.
be organized, and you have to sort of think three-dimensionally as to what you're doing. There's a lot of bouncing balls, but I sit there, and then I come out, I go, I'm there till about 8 o'clock at night, and I said, can we go have dinner now? And my eyes are like this, and I got to go about it tomorrow. That's why what Holly does, there isn't enough money to pay you to sit through this thing, but you should do it monthly.
You should do it monthly. And the good thing about an accounting program, a software program like you use, it takes from your bank all the transactions. So you're going to get that every
In a
time you
perfect
sign
world.
on and just say, update transactions. It'll bring over everything. You won't have to put that in anywhere. It'll be there already. It'll only ask you, do
What do
you
you mean,
want
bring
to
it
put
over?
it?
You want to reconcile. It brings it in. So if you have
Credit cards?
anything you use
It goes right into your
anything
Quicken
you use
program?
your bank card for, it goes right into your Quicken program, and then it says, do you want to reconcile it? Do you want to categorize
Yeah,
it?
Gio showed me that.
So it'll say Publix, so you can
I've
make
had this for
groceries.
6 years, that program. I've
You
never
do?
used it.
Okay, and you can categorize. It'll ask you, would you like to categorize
Never used
these
it.
transactions? And it'll remember that selection. So it would remember that if you went to McDonald's, that it would be meals and entertainment. So it'll just say, do you want to put it in
And that's the
meals
software
entertainment?
you use?
I use all different kinds of software, but the one that I prefer is QuickBooks Online. Just because I have a business and most of the people that I deal with have businesses. Quicken is more for personal,
home, right?
yeah, for home finances. But QuickBooks is made by the same people, it's Intuit, the same people that do TurboTax and all of those programs.
Interesting.
Reed, what do you do to organize your taxes?
Reed, you do pay taxes, right? If you don't, you don't have to answer that question.
Well, Reed works for a big company.
I
He
know he
gets
does.
everything. I mean, he gets all his W-2s.
You know, I work at UPS at night, but yeah, I just started working there. So right now I'm having some issues actually, because I'm on direct deposit, so they haven't sent me. I got to figure out how to get my pay stub and all that information, because something's wrong with their website.
Well, at the end of the year, even if you're on direct deposit, they need to send you your W-2.
How long you been working for them?
I've been working there for 4 months.
Yeah, so they got to send you last year's, by law, they have what,
of-
February 15th, no?
It's typically by the end of January.
That's
they're
what I
supposed
thought.
to
By
send it.
law, they're supposed to do that. So you go to HR
Yeah.
and you say, listen, there's two ways we're going to play this. Here's my attorney's number, or give me my,
Or
they got to
here's
give it to
Freddie's
you.
number. Go, here's Freddie's
I'll
number.
call him.
And Freddie needs
Getting
my
Freddie
W.
down there.
There you go.
I call him. I'll tell him. I said, listen, you know, it's illegal not to send it. Now, did you know also that if they send you your W-2 or 1099 after the legal state, you can argue, well, they didn't tell me, like if it's like April, you can argue and you don't have to pay the tax and you put the burden back on them. They legally, they have to give you an opportunity to pay your taxes.
Are we doing any commercials today?
Yes, we are. We have something set up. We're going to switch Reed and Johnny.
Okay, I know you set something up. I don't know what we did, so we're going to take a quick commercial break. Johnny, you ready?
Yep.
I'm afraid to see what they set up. We'll be right back.
Turn off the mic.
Want to make your smartphone brilliant? One tap creates a virtual wine fine tuner. Another, a coffee refiner. A beauty cream and makeup enhancer.
Wow.
Look at your eye.
What a difference.
And with still just a tap, a strength and flexibility harmonizer.
Yeah, I definitely felt something different.
This is the Vitalizer. In the App Store on any smartphone, a simple download that will embed specific frequencies and vibrations into your phone's light photons and sound waves. Calibrations designed to affect taste,
Vitalizer one is better than the other one, for sure.
hydration, absorption,
Feel silkier.
and perhaps most incredibly, your strength, flexibility, and energy. Amazing.
Wow. Crazy.
Well, salud. I'm loving it.
Go to www.vitalizerapp.com and make your smartphone brilliant.
In a perfectly imperfect world, you can eat the foods you love, lose weight, and be healthy. But what if I told you you can do just that? In fact, your diet should be perfectly imperfect by eating the foods you love and still achieving your health and wellness goals. I take the guesswork out of nutrition by giving you my simple and effective strategies so that you can live the healthy and happy life you will love using real food to get real results. Schedule your nutrition consultation today at 888-84-TAMMY or visit my website, tammyfogarty.com. Don't delay, get healthy today. 888-84-TAMMY.
Thursday on the Brooklyn
There
Cafe
you
TV. There you go. John Wellman, I have my Vitalizer card under my new flowers. I don't know how long I need to keep it there for. I don't think it needs to be there
Forever.
for days. No, not forever.
Why not? It's in the sphere.
But I have it on the round circle, so it's vitalizing these new beautiful roses. And I also want to make note of the Everglades Angels Dog Rescue, this event that we are promoting, and it's all about saving the dogs, D-O-G-S, the Everglades Angels Dog
I am
Rescue.
really sad.
Why?
Because nobody
Adopted
Norman.
Reed, we have the picture of Norman still.
I don't get it. I don't.
Norman has
Get
been
it.
with Everglades Angels Dog Rescue for almost 2 years. Look at this dog.
Look at the happy face on that guy.
And he's living in one of the kennels. He's living at one of the veterinarian offices in our area, and he really, really needs a good home. And he has been well taken care of. All of these dogs, they've got 30 dogs that have been rescued from the Everglades. Some of them are even puppies, all breeds, that need new homes. So contact Everglades Angels Dog Rescue at 800-511-DOGS, or you can go to evergladesangelsdogrescue.org. But next Sunday at Anthony's Coal Fire Pizza in Delray Beach, they're having a big event to try and raise some money for these dogs. It costs $20 a day to keep them housed in these veterinarian offices. Ultimately, they're looking for their own place where they can have acres and they can have a place for all of these dogs not to have to be caged and to run and play until they're adopted. They are no kill. And they are all rescued from the Everglades. And the volunteers are enormous. They have placed over 324 dogs in the past few years that they have been around. So they're looking for donations, they're looking for veterinary services, they're looking for food, and really, 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 they're looking for these dogs to have a new home. They're so adorable. And Norman, Johnny, maybe you should adopt Norman.
I would if I could, but...
Reed? Norman?
Little financially strapped right now.
Yeah, well...
It comes with a free bowl of water.
And it's going to come with a free portrait from Jay Harmon right here at the gallery.
Oh, is he doing that?
He is. We just haven't told him yet.
Oh, okay.
You taught me well.
Holly, you need a dog for your...
I do not.
But Sunday, February 18th from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. at Anthony's Coal Fire Pizza in Delray Beach. It is right on Federal Highway, just north of Atlantic. All day, 20% of the proceeds from eat-in or carry-out goes back to Everglades Angels Dog Rescue. Just ask your server to please make their 20% donation back to them, and you can bring your dogs. It's a pet-friendly event. So that Sunday, dogs are welcome, and they'll be adopting dogs right there as well. So go on out and check that fun out.
And let them know that we sent you over across the street.
And that you know it's 800-511-DOGS.
And if you need to get a unicorn as a gift, live unicorn, I'll show you how to get around that whole legality of it.
Do you know someone was here on Tuesday and he told me he has a live unicorn?
Who told you that?
Remember that artist who wanted to take a picture of me with Fairy?
Yeah, that's why I don't want him back. Anybody who tells me I don't want him back.
He says he's got a live unicorn.
Yeah.
See, Grant? We've got another person who believes like I do.
Now you know because Grant is here. The tanker is
How old
here.
is Grant? Just let's clarify that Grant believes in unicorns like I do. He's how old?
5.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to say nothing because the tanker is in the house. But if a guy ever told me I got a unicorn, I'll smack him in the head.
Oh,
Not
is
for
that like a
nothing.
bad thing?
Yeah, it's a bad thing. You know, sometimes you just surprise me.
Seriously?
Anyway, moving on.
Moving on. Holly, where can people find you for their tax preparation? Because that is just an enormous burden to be lifted off that I can just give you everything.
Yes, you can find me at www.bottomlinebookkeepingplus.com, and my email address is holly@bottomlinebookkeepingplus.com, because I do more than just bookkeeping. I also help...
Change oil in the car?
I have done that, but not with my business. But I do also help elderly people with some of their computer needs if they need to set up...
Oh, you're computer savvy?
I am, yes.
Really?
But I find that I'm very patient with older ones, so I can help them if they need to set up a Word document, or if they need to even sign into Facebook if they want to have a Facebook account. I've helped ones set up eBay accounts, and if they wanted to sell some of their things online. You know, they just didn't know how to go about it, so I've helped them walk through it.
That's kind of cool.
How about cell phones? Do you help them with that too?
With cell phones, yeah, if they have any problems, you know, setting up their voicemail or anything like that.
What's
but a lot
wrong-
of times they can't even see what's on the screen.
Well, you and
What's
I were
wrong with
talking.
my cell phone?
Not your cell phone.
Oh,
you and I
yours?
were. Well, mine. Forget it. Cuts my ear every time I put it.
Because you
to
got a
my-
broken glass.
I know, and every single time I cut my ear doing it. But besides the fact, the cell phones have become so sophisticated that everyone wants to keep up with their family, but they can't use these cell phones. So they do have the basic ones. What do they call? Princess block phones or something? Someone was calling. Remember that Muriel show? He called it like a block phone, where all it does is just dial. It's just phone. It's a phone
It's
with
called a
big numbers.
telephone. It's not a black phone, it's a telephone.
But it doesn't have texting. It doesn't have all this other stuff. It just enables you to get in touch with the people you want to get in touch with. Done.
Now watch this. Reed and Johnny, you remember when phones used to flip it and you used to hit actually the keys?
Yep.
Yep.
You remember those?
Yeah, I had one of those. I
You
had
gotta
like
go
3 of
further
those.
back.
I had to go further back. Do you remember when you took the pouch out, took the phone out of the pouch, it was like the size of a brick with a black antenna on top of it?
I actually do. I've seen
Really?
them.
Reed,
Yep.
you too?
I was not around for that.
There you go.
I had one of those.
I've seen
I had
people,
one of those.
I've seen people use, I was young at the time, but I saw people use them.
Do you know that, do you still have yours?
No.
Do you know that those are collector's items now?
That's crazy.
I probably have them.
You probably have
My
everything.
husband saves all these electronic things. Everything goes in a box.
He saves everything?
Everything. Every
Electronic?
wire. Yes.
Really?
I don't know why. He says we may need it again. I go, why?
Linda
Sometimes you do.
saves everything across the board. Do you know I found a magazine the other day in the house? Don't hurt yourself now. You got no insurance. From the 1920s. And
Is it
she says it
Playboy?
was somebody, I wish.
Can you imagine?
I should have saved those.
If you found a Playboy from 1920, I don't even know if it went
I
back
don't think
that far.
it went back that far. But I would have loved to have had them. My brother had a huge collection of Playboy.
Yeah.
I don't know
Under
what,
his
I don't
bed.
know what happened to them. In the closet.
This is what
So
Chit Chat
strange.
Thursday is about. If anyone has anything to add, please just text us in because it is just crazy.
It's just nuts. All right, so tax-wise, the preparer is here. Give her a call. And it's really interesting because I like to see how this thing is going to play out. Don't wait till the end of the year. I'll tell you right now, when you do your year, you plan your business. You plan your business according to what you're going to end up paying at the end of the year. Unless you're just a runaway trainee, you just want to pay Googles of dollars at the end.
I don't think anyone wants to. I just don't think people understand how to try and be more savvy with write-offs and deductions. And apparently that's changing, so it's all a new game now.
That's right. So make an appointment with your investor. Investing also, the laws have changed there. It's all over the place. You know, it's not anymore. And short forms. Do you do short forms for people?
I don't do any tax
She doesn't do the
forms at
filing.
all.
She just
No, I know
organizes
that.
it.
She organizes it. But short forms are like, put your name here, give me a number, and you go.
Well, then the other big problem is people. Grant, honey,
Grant.
you keep knocking the camera and you're going to get hurt, sweetie. Thanks. I keep thinking, why am I moving and shaking? And I realize no one's standing there, but he's rolling around on the floor.
Well, you got him wrestling with the unicorn.
That's his choice. I don't remember what I was talking about.
I know.
I was talking about tax forms.
Yes.
And I don't remember. I lost my train of thought. Anyway,
The
Johnny,
train will be back.
the train will be back. Let's talk to Johnny for a few minutes.
Johnny, let me ask you, do you file taxes?
Of course.
Have you done it all your life?
Since I've been working,
Okay. Do you think, now you don't have a business or do you?
I do not know.
All right, so would the new tax laws, what you're hearing today, would it incline you maybe to get a business under your belt?
I mean, it's just a matter of learning how to start one and, keeping it. But yeah,
Oh, that's another thing that we can do. You can do a seminar. Now you are going to be on WNN tomorrow. You're going to be the host of two businesses that are coming in. And one of them is real estate. And the second one, what does the financial advisor do?
Well, he's going to advise you as to what to do with your money and what's important now if you're planning a retirement. And if you have investments or anything, he'll be able to explain to you what's important at what stage in life you are. So a person in their 20s is going to be different than somebody in their 40s or 50s.
That's right. They're long term.
You know what I saw? JJ made a post. Remember JJ,
Yes.
who we worked with last year? She started with $50, and she was telling everyone on Facebook for parents to invest $50 in their kids to let them go invest it. And her $50 has gone up to a couple $100, she said, and then she took some money out and she's reinvesting it, and she had like 4 stocks that she's working with.
But it's really funny because what happened last year is never going to happen again. The market went from, 13,000 to 25. The market
Yeah,
went
but
in one
it's
direction.
not even about if she's going to make a gazillion dollars. It's about learning the process
Yes.
of taking that $50 and investing it in
Yes.
a little bit here and there. Even
And
the
if she had
pennies.
lost the $50, it's still a lesson. right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's
I'm
not,
just saying, it's really nice when you win.
well, yeah.
Teaching children fiscal responsibility is very important, and in this day and age at school, they don't really teach that.
Right.
So as parents, we need to try to help our children to understand why it's important to save or to understand how money works. So I bought a gumball machine for my kids that has 3 different areas for candy. And we're looking for a business to set it up in so my kids can pay for the candy, go visit it weekly, collect the money and refurbish the candy, make sure that the machine is clean, and take care of this business. So this is what we're trying to do with them so that they can be fiscally responsible as well.
In New York City, that was very big in the 70s and 80s. As a matter of fact, in the bowling alleys that I had, guys used to have all sorts of machines. Candy, cigarettes, I mean, there was all sorts of things going on. And if you go to Manhattan, it's even bigger because people are always on the go looking for a quick fix. But that's a brilliant idea. Teaching kids responsibility, that money doesn't grow on trees and you have to earn and work and everything else, it's an ethic, I think, unfortunately, in our country. I'm not saying that it's disappeared, Jill, don't scream at me. I'm just saying that I think it's become less important.
Why, you don't have a money tree in your backyard?
I do not.
Well, see, when our kids would come, my husband would say, see that tree outside? They went, yeah.
Seems
See
there's
the
a
money
dollar on
growing on it? No.
Yeah, my father told
Well, then
me.
try another way, because that was it. And my son he's still like that. He's 23, and apparently now, Justin Timberlake, you saw the Super Bowl halftime show? Well, he had these amazing shoes. My son is my son for a reason. There is no doubt we have the same shopping habits, shoes.
He needed his shoes?
Well, apparently his shoes are going on sale today.
Oh.
And
And
you
he's
could-
going to go buy this?
Well, they're going on sale in New York.
So he's finding New York to buy them?
No, so he decided he's going to call a buddy of his who's not in law school, who doesn't have a full-time job, who can go wait in line to go buy the shoes. And if they buy 2 pairs, maybe 3, he can wear one, and then he can sell the others on eBay or wherever he's going to sell them for $1,500. Oh, he's gone to Miami Beach. He's gone on a boat to try and buy
How
shoes.
much are the shoes?
They're only a couple $100.
So he's going to sell a pair of shoes for $1,500?
Yes, because apparently there's this, I don't know, maybe you guys know about the shoes. JT was wearing them, and there was like a clear Nike swoosh on them, but there wasn't really a Nike swoosh, so it moved better on the Super Bowl. I don't know.
So is the kid waiting online?
I don't know. That was
We
last
should
night's
find
phone
out.
call.
That's unbelievable.
But it is about learning financial responsibility. And when we were growing up, we had an allowance chart, and we would get a quarter for doing chores. I never quite did that with my kids. Did you?
Yes.
You did allowance?
Yes.
Reed and Johnny, what about you guys?
Nope.
You had a job? You've been working for a long time.
Yeah, I've been working since I was 16 years old, but it wasn't so much an allowance chart, but if I did well in school, per se, my parents would reward me. So it was a reward system that way, some incentive to do well.
Call it an
But-
allowance.
What did you do?
Well,
Did
no,
you
because I
invest it?
didn't
Did
get my
you-
I didn't get my own money. They never gave me money or anything. But if I got straight A's for a whole quarter, they would buy me this video game or
Really?
whatever.
It's
Reed?
cooking in your house.
Yeah, actually, something similar like to that. Yeah,
A
if I
gift.
did really good in school.
So you
they
didn't get
gave
an
me
allowance
something.
either?
No, I did get an allowance, but I'd have to work for it still, whether it was chores in the house or good grades, all that.
I could see my son Freddy screaming through the TV because Freddy did not get an allowance. Just didn't. Gio did. I used to have a mortgage business downstairs in the basement of my house, and people used to bring their kids. I mean, you're going to close on a house, you got to bring your family, right? You can't say leave the kids at home, put them in the parking lot. So Gio's responsibility was to take them upstairs, and there was a game room. The living room had games and everything in there, and Gio would entertain the kids. I made sure there was nothing that could go wrong, and he would take them, and he'd come downstairs after the closing, and Gio would stick his hand out, $5, please, and he used to collect.
Do you know what? I want to do a segment on that. You just gave me a brilliant idea. Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding.
Another light bulb moment.
I want to do a segment, and I don't know who would want to do this, a financial advisor or a creative mom or a PTA, how we can teach our kids at a young age to invest and understand the value of money and investment. We used to have banks at the school would come in, and you could open up, even in elementary school, you can open up an account for your child, and we co-signed, and you could take your change in and put it in, or $1 a week, whatever it was.
So what do you want to do?
I want to do a segment on what's going on now. My kids are already older. I don't know what they have for kids anymore as far as investments and teaching them what's going on.
I'll warn you up.
Okay.
I wanted to put together a table like this, maybe longer, and have a kit and create a company. And every family had to contribute X amount of dollars. I'm not talking about 1,000, certain amount of monies. And you would invest their monies. And then there's the legalities and all that, but they own the corporation. There was a movie where they did that.
I have an idea. Why don't we I'm going to put you guys on the spot. Let's bring this idea forward. Johnny and Reed are the millennials. You guys can help with this program, bring it forward. Let's find the people, the families, the experts in the area on what to do.
That's a lot of work.
Well, they're young.
But that's
it doesn't have to be done tomorrow. Johnny's probably thinking right now, going, wait, I know this
not.
one and that
he's
one.
Not. Johnny's saying, what are you
Reed's got this.
kids?
He's thinking the same thing. We can even bring grants
he's
in.
Not. Look at
and
Johnny.
it doesn't have to be a lot of money, but I want to teach the kids, at least try, the responsibility of investing. And it's not about, can I go to the movies? Let me tell you about Uber and Lyft. Now that it's on a credit card, they just call Uber and Lyft. Yes, it's much better because your kids aren't drinking and driving. However, do you know what my credit card bills are now for Uber and Lyft?
That's right, because they
and
use
I get
it,
it, well, what do you want me to do, drink
drink
and drive? Well, no. Why do you have to drink?
Yeah, but you're making them dependent on Uber.
Well, no. What do you do?
Well, you tell me, Mom, Dad, give me the credit card. They're going to take Uber to everything. The mall, the movies, a date, dinner. Did you drink? No. So why are you using the card?
Well, I actually did that a couple weeks ago. My son says, I want to take Uber to Delray. But it's $20 each way. I said, then I guess you're not taking Uber.
I don't.
And he didn't. But it's things like that $5 here, $3 there. Do you know by the end of the month, that adds up to hundreds of dollars for Uber and Lyft.
You're better off getting a ticket.
You're not better off getting a ticket.
You're better off not drinking.
Well, you're
How's
better
that?
off not drinking. But safety is always first. But I'm telling you, a little bit of an investment, a couple dollars here and there, it does add up.
Yeah, well, Uber loves you.
So, no, but I want to put this whole program together
Okay.
on how to teach kids investing.
Okay.
It can just be a little bit.
Look
It
at
can
Johnny's
be savings.
face.
It can
Johnny's
be money.
like,
Well, you know, I actually I did something similar to this in 8th grade. We had one of my classmates, their father was an accountant, I believe, or a bank or something. And he actually came in for a few months for us, and he told us, okay, you guys are going to pick your own stocks.
Yes, we did.
You're going to, he gave us, fake money. You had X amount of money to invest in each stock, and we would follow it for however many months, and whoever had the most, whoever's, portfolio was worth the most at the end of the period, they got whatever pizza party, whatever it was for it. But I actually did that back in 8th grade, and it kind of stuck with me, so it taught me to research on stocks and, learn about investment, looking at options, so.
I did that in high school.
But think how much we could talk to John Wellman with Boys and Girls Clubs, the different foundations that we work with, that these kids go to after-school programs, and they're like, some of them are amazing, but a lot of them are just helping with schoolwork, and they're not learning the next step. And it's a lot to put on parents who have dual incomes, 3 jobs, 4 jobs, just trying to make ends meet. Let's see what it is.
It's a lot of work. Remember when we used to teach the kids here on Fridays?
I do.
Salt Academy? And there was 12 of them. And children are active, and it's not an easy. I mean, it's a great concept. Good luck. I hope we you all the luck. But I'm gonna tell you, I've been down that road, and the reason I stopped doing it is a lot of work.
Well, do you remember a couple months ago we started talking about the mental health segment?
Yes.
And I kept saying I wanted it. And what happened?
It happened.
Okay, so this is the next segment I call. We need to help educate our kids, because what's happening, it's not like it was in the 80s. I mean, finances are different. Debt is different. I mean, everyone accepts debt, that we just have it and we'll die with it, or whatever it is. But we need to teach our kids, try to teach them anyway.
Holly, did they change also the dependent tax deduction piece?
I don't know that information.
I think that they used to be able to write off your kids if you had them, right? And I think they took that away.
Children are still the deduction, but I don't know what the percentage is.
I think they changed the
certain child care expenses, I have no idea. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother. Reed, you're very quiet over there. You on for this? Mm-hmm.
Reed says, mm-hmm. She's giving me what to do now? Mm-hmm. I hear you, Reed. Don't worry about it.
Then it goes into student loans. It's an enormous topic to cover, and it's something that we never cover. But student loans and responsibilities, and that's a whole nother tax thing that's going on.
Yeah, that's another problem that's going on. And I think that there's a bill on the floor where they want to forgive student loans because when they took it out, they weren't informed of its consequences. And all of a sudden, these kids are going to school.
What, the consequences that you have to pay a loan back?
No, the interest rates. As to how high you have to pay back and how long. And, you know, there's principal and interest. And if you get paid just principal, the loan comes down, but it doesn't change the loan.
Well, it's like when you buy a house and you have your principal and interest, you've got your mortgage, but then you've got your escrow, you've got your homeowner's insurance, you've got everything else that you got to pay.
That's
and suddenly that small payment goes like crazy big.
That's right. Crazy big?
Crazy big.
Crazy big.
It definitely does.
All right, very good. All right. So, Chit Chat Thursday.
Chit Chat Thursday tomorrow.
Chit Chat Thursday?
Chit Chat Thursday.
Tomorrow we're back on regular
What
schedule.
are we doing tomorrow?
I gotta think about it, so I'm kind of stalling for time.
Yeah,
No,
no.
tomorrow we have designer liners. We've got Muriel's going to be in the house with us.
Who had our show debuted on Tuesday. I want to have a little fun with Woody Allen.
So we've got Muriel from Designer Liners as our third co-host. We've got Bree Gordon joining us tomorrow with music therapy, and now she has a new art therapy segment.
Yes, she does.
And
she's never been here.
And we have
Wait till she
Bitsy
blows
number
away.
2. We've got Alex Curson joining
Okay.
us.
Alex is coming?
Yes.
Shall
Alex
we
is
call her
coming with
Bitsy
Bree.
number 2?
She's going to sing.
Alex sings. Oh,
You
she
asked?
does.
No, only you think she does.
Ah.
So we'll have Bree, we'll have Alex, and we'll have Muriel with Designer Liners. You'll be able to give us a call in tomorrow. It'll be a good show, kicking off Friday and our Valentine's Day week.
Should be a lot of fun.
We love Bree. Bree is definitely one of those earth angels that is sent to us.
And she has a show here on Mondays on WNN as well, and she has it from 7 to 8.
On Tuesdays?
On
Mondays? Tuesdays?
Mondays.
See what happens
On
is
Mondays,
the
7 to
Dr.
8
No Chocolate.
Mondays.
Contact Daphne at Health and Vitamins Concepts if you want more of this Dr. No Chocolate. It was really good,
Yes, it was.
right?
Yeah, and do me a favor, somebody call. Is there a number to
Let's
this?
adopt Norman. 1-800-511-DOGS. It's about adopting the dogs. These dogs need a new home. Instead of
1-800-DOGS.
511
Oh,
DOGS.
yes.
EvergladesAngelsDogRescue.org. They do everything. We had the volunteers on set with us last week, and they really, really, can I say really again, need donations. And
That's
when we
right.
go out, maybe, Reed, you can even play some of the photos of all of these dogs. They have all been cleaned up, and they're looking for homes. There's about 30 dogs right now in desperate need of homes and financial support. They even sell those little dog bowls. So that event is on Sunday, February 18th from 11 until 10 p.m.
All right. That wraps us up for today.
Have a great day, everyone. Be kind to each other on a Chit Chat Thursday. If anyone has any information or contacts that we can bring this financial education awareness forward to our youth, that's the next thing I call. As I always say, wish wisely, be kind to each other. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place.
And don't be late.
Bye-bye.